From people on the left. Gavin Newsom went on TV last night. Hold on. Gavin Newsom went on TV last night.
I don't know what.
Go ahead, Adam.
Yes, I can. I don't like Gavin Newsom, so I can dig him.
Do Gavin Newsom's comments
What Gavin Newsom said about the connection. ICE agents get shot at, and Gavin Newsom shot at.
I didn't say that. I mean, I do think he's making a point that the people.
Hold on.
I'm not gaslighting. I don't want innocent people to die.
Sentence, please.
How much does Putin salivate when he sees us at each other's throats? Then we have domestic actors, people like Elon Musk, riling it up. So all of these factors.
All right, so here we are again. The right blaming the left as if the left, sports guns. I mean, it's been really ridiculous, extremely irresponsible, and it's only going to add more to this madness. And I cannot believe the right is just so immature and just cannot own up to their stuff. So we're going to be talking about the ICE shooting in Texas today. Kash Patel did another sloppy job yet again, this time writing with Sharpie anti-ice on the bullets. I mean, it's just, they're just so desperate for this not to be one of them because it's going to betray their tribe or their cult. And it's getting to a point that it's like, it is absolutely undeniable. But here, let's get into this.
Another day, another act of political violence in America, and another round of the blame game. A sniper opening fire at an ICE facility in Texas, killing one detainee and hurting two others. The suspect died after turning the gun on himself. Now, not long after, the FBI director published images of shell casings with the words anti-ICE written in blue. Also, not long after the shooting, the political lines were drawn.
You don't have to agree with my immigration policies. You don't have to agree with Donald Trump's immigration policies. But if your political rhetoric encourages violence against our law enforcement, you can go straight to hell and you have no place in the political conversation of the United States of America.
So, look, this is extreme.
By the way, in case you didn't know, no ICE agents were shot, were harmed, or even shot at. Only detainees were killed and harmed. The guy was on the rooftop. He knew there were detainees in this van, and he kept shooting at the van. He didn't shoot at the ICE agents that were very clearly in view. He shot at the van full of detainees. And Kash Patel's sloppy-ass job is turning this around as if, oh, this is a leftist, trying to get the ICE. The ICE people are fine.
Disturbing that there's another one of these types of shootings. I think we've got to deal with this as a country, first of all. But I also, just for starters, I'm curious, how does it help to have the vice president say that?
Because the third one in Texas. I mean, if you know
That's
people that
not
work in
even an
law
answer.
enforcement, my family does. I know ICE agents in Texas. This is the third attack we've seen in Texas, in the same district as the man in charge today was saying. Like, this is the second time he's had to have a press conference today.
Who was killed today? Who was killed today?
So you're saying since it wasn't?
No.
So you're saying since it wasn't innocent people that were killed today?
Don't put words in my mouth.
No, you asked a question. I'm answering your question.
You're
saying since it wasn't ICE agents that were killed, therefore this is a null and void conversation?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Are you kidding me?
That's gaslighting. I'm asking you a simple question because when J.D. Vance went up there, and when you're coming up here,
this is not a good argument from you.
First of all,
innocent people got shot today, and you're like, well, it wasn't ICE agents that got shot.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the division that you all are sowing in this country.
I'm not sowing anything. I'm saying protect all law enforcement.
Because of the simple fact, yes, protect
Gavin Newsom went on TV last night. Did you see what he said? He
First
said,
of all,
ICE agents are authoritarian. You don't think that can inspire someone to do that?
ICE agents should be able to come home every single night. And
well,
so don't put words in my mouth. I am acting like it. First and second, the fact that you and J.D. Vance and every other Republican can go on here and talk about...
We're not shooting people. We're not shooting people.
God, he's so frustrating. Okay, you know what? I'm going to add a Gaviner. I call him Gaviner. Gaviner counter up at the top. And because they're so desperate. They're like, they don't have anybody to pick. We don't have a Donald. Okay, there's no taco tits to us. We don't worship somebody who does no wrong in our eyes. There's nobody like that. Only they have that. So they're trying desperately, Gaviner's, I guess, their go-to guy, which don't give a shit about Gaviner. And he's not the president of the United States, and he doesn't mean shit to a lot of us. But Ben cannot shut the fuck up, not at all. And hello, let's show these graphs. Okay, let's put up these graphs. Look at these graphs. You're over here saying, oh, we are not the ones who shoot people. You're the only ones that shoot people. You see these people who you call blue-haired. I get people in the comments all the time calling me blue-haired. My hair's not blue. Blue-haired freaks, drinking their Starbucks cups. You don't see them freaking sporting guns? There is nobody. I've never heard of anybody on the left or even left-leaning who owns guns. Okay? In fact, you guys have bullied them and given them so much shit for not owning guns and accusing them of trying to take your gun rights away simply because they don't want things like this to happen. Okay? Like Luigi, I guess he's technically left. And look at him. He had to 3D print his gun. Okay? That's how much... most of us don't have guns. That's only, like, MAGA people, Republicans, really. They're, like, known for it. So I don't know why you have to bully them and scold them and accuse them of all these things for not having guns and trying to get guns. But then all of a sudden, they have guns and they're into violence? And, I mean, seriously? Get a grip.
The left is shooting people and they're being inspired by
that.
I'm sorry. I have a friend that got shot and assassinated 2 weeks ago.
Okay,
I'm a little bit hot on this one because you guys have been irresponsible with the rhetoric that is coming out from people on the left. Gavin Newsom went on TV last night. Gavin Newsom went on TV last night and disparaged ICE agents, attacked ICE agents, said they're authoritarian.
But before you even get to the
evidence, the evidence?
One second.
Watch what he said last night on late night television.
I'm not talking about that, Ben, because you come on here and you gaslight and you.
I'm not gaslighting. I don't want innocent people to die.
Let me finish my sentence, please. You come on here and you gaslight and you put words in my mouth. And that's not what I said.
You interrupted
Ben,
me and said you got
can you
shot.
just let him? Ben, in the
because
interest, hold on, Ben, in the interest of finishing this
and
conversation,
what I want you to do is not only lift up those ICE agents. What I'm trying to get you to do is also lift up those people who were killed. Because when you do not lift up those people who were killed, as well as those law enforcement officers, you sow division in this country. And that's what I'm saying.
Let me say this.
Everybody on his side, they don't see them as human beings, so they don't.
Hold on, Ben.
Here's where I agree with Ben.
I'm going to hit a pause on that and let other people.
Here's where I agree with Ben, all right? When the goal clearly was to hurt ICE agents, it matters.
Said it.
And I think that applies not just to ICE, but to law enforcement across the country. We should be angrier when law enforcement are targeted in this country.
Thank you.
Period. Now, that is a separate issue from linking rhetoric to saying that's why this has happened. They're doing this.
It was written on the bullet stand.
I understand that, but that doesn't mean
you don't have to connect dots.
Of course
he
you
wrote
do.
it down so he didn't have to connect dots.
I know his motives. I'm not questioning his motives.
So then the motive was anti-ICE rhetoric.
Well, did it say rhetoric on the? Because I thought
it said anti-ICE, and when you have people out there literally 8 hours earlier,
right? So, but here's what
attacking ICE agents.
I'm not going to hold people accountable for everything someone else says and say, oh, well, this guy must have done it because this guy said it over there. Again, there's way too much attacks on law enforcement in this country.
Because we're all not 12
Coming from who, though, Dan?
Coming from a whole range
Show
of
me
people.
a Republican elected official that has attacked ICE or law enforcement for doing their job.
How about the Capitol Police?
My God.
I said, give me a...
You said a Republican...
The fuck would a Republican, let alone a Republican official, be attacking ICE, stupid? They're the ones who are in favor of ICE. That they're working for... What the heck? That makes no sense at all. Of course, no Republicans are going to be attacking ICE agents. But listen to what Dan Abrams said.
I said ICE agents right now. You're going
said
back.
Or law enforcement. No, you said or law enforcement.
ICE agents.
Yeah, no, ICE agents.
All right, hold on. Let me let Kristen have a word. Go
I
ahead,
was going to say
Kristen.
the fact that we still have not yet taken a second and said, let's think of those agents. Let's think of the people. We have gone straight to our party.
January 6th is in the past. We're not talking about the past right now. Oh,
Well, to Bakari's point, the people who were killed today.
That's my only point. I said, think of the people, all of them.
I agree with you, but you go right to, we don't know the motive. We don't know this. Look,
I didn't say that.
He actually didn't say that. I mean, I do think he's making a point that the people. Well, hold on. Okay. The people who were killed today were detainees. I actually think it's a valid question. Who were they? What were their names? What were they accused of? Why were they there?
The motive of the shooter was to kill.
I think that's the point Bakari was trying to make.
Before we start going into motives, there are two sides. It's not Republican and Democrat. It's good and evil. And for some reason, we get lost into this fight where we blur the lines and say, well, we can all agree here that people who want to go shoot someone for whatever reason is wrong without saying, oh, Republicans, you don't know the motive. We can admit the motive. If they're deranged and they want to kill someone,
hold on. I think you're right. And obviously, I mean, I think that's not, though, what a lot of people are doing. They're saying this is the left against the right when it's really deranged people against all of us. And I think that is, hold on, Ben. It's deranged people against all of us who are not deranged and don't go out killing people. I just don't understand what is the value in saying they did this, they did that, when it's he did it.
It happens on your show every night.
What?
Every single night, it's they did this, Republicans and that Trump rhetoric, this and that. It all, it can never just focus.
No, but
every
really,
single
but like
night.
in a concrete way, what are you talking about?
Every single night, it is here, and it's not just Republicans saying they did this. It's Democrats forgetting even what happened, trying to gaslight over it and say.
So who is Peyton Gendron?
I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
But hold
on a second, Bakari. When on this show have we blamed Republicans as a corporate group for
I am
what?
not. I didn't
Murders?
say blame anyone. What I'm saying here is that there were tragedies that happened, and even right now, as we're talking about this one, and to talk about the detainees that died, I want to pray for them too. But immediately we went to, we can't talk about the rhetoric, your rhetoric, that rhetoric. You go right into this.
We did not. It started with the clip of J.D. Vance, but who was Peyton Gendron? Who was Peyton Gendron?
That was
Peyton Gendron.
Before we go there,
he actually murdered people. 1 second.
The clip we showed was J.D. Vance, not what actually happened.
But he
what
was
does that have to do with it?
He was the murderer. He committed mass murder of Buffalo.
What do you mean it had nothing to do with it?
Grocery store patrons, just innocent people. Who was Dylan Roof? The things they had on their weapons, the things they had on their guns, and all I'm saying is yes.
So I'm sorry. What are you trying to say? You're trying to say that we don't condemn that as well. That I'm not condemning that as well.
What I'm saying is yes. I will give you credit for that condemnation, but we also condemn that stuff on our side. It's not as if it's this side.
We started the segment tonight with a clip of the vice president.
Second. Go ahead,
For what?
Adam.
For what he said last night about ICE agents. 8 hours before the attack on ICE agents. Is anyone here going to condemn Gavin Newsom?
Go ahead, Adam.
Yes, I can. I don't like Gavin Newsom, so I condemn him.
Exactly.
You know, every time one of these tragic shootings,
I love Bakari.
every time one of these tragic shootings happens, everybody's at each other's throats about which side did it. But we're missing a broader pattern in America. This was another young white dude who's in his 20s. We have seen this pattern accelerating over the past decade. The same day Charlie Kirk was shot, the same exact time, there was a neo-Nazi who shot up a school in Colorado. We can look at the acceleration of the radicalization of young men through a few frameworks. There's the COVID pandemic, which had people isolated, had a bubble around themselves, and a lot of young men failed to pull that bubble down and got sucked down these algorithms. I've seen it happen to my close friends. They get sucked down these algorithms. We have foreign actors trying to sow chaos in America, sow division. How much does Putin salivate when he sees us at each other's throats? Then we have domestic actors, people like Elon Musk, riling it up. So all of these factors, wait, hold up, Ben. All of these factors come together to create this pattern that we see of young men in my age range committing these shootings. And if you want to sit here and go back and forth, tit for tat, I can say Dylan Roof, Robert Bowers, John Earnest, none of these were black people, none of these were trans people, none of these were even Democrats. These were neo-Nazis who had things carved into their guns. You can sit here and muddy the waters, but you are just lying.
I just don't want innocent people to die. Sue me for that.
I'm
maybe
saying
Trump to tone down his rhetoric.
If you think
there
this
it
is
is.
Trump, this is
That's
exactly
what I'm
you literally just
but the political
entire argument. So Abby, let me go back to the
can I make something that might be a little bit more controversial than that?
What the hell? Why was that the reaction? What do you mean? Oh, there it is. What the heck?
What the hell did I do? Here we go again.
Literally, if you look at a chart of all political violence, as soon as 2016, 2017, that's when all this shit happened. Okay, not only that, but hello, he just said, I hate my opponents.
And I don't want the best for them.
You're really fucking. Oh.
Hold on a second.
Sure, go ahead.
This is the part that should not be this hard.
He says he hates his enemies.
Hold on, Adam.
Who says he hates his enemies?
This is the part that should not be this hard for people to understand. After the assassination of my friend Charlie Kirk, I would hope, and after multiple attacks on ICE facilities, I would hope that leaders of the Democratic Party, and one of those leaders is Gavin Newsom, would know better than to go on TV and to say that ICE agents are the bad guys and that they're authoritarian, and then expect that no one's going to listen to what he's saying and respond to it. There should be more accountability for that.
Let me just ask you a question about that, okay? Because I think at the heart of so much of this is your insistence that using certain words leads to violence. Is that what you're saying?
Calling people fascists and Nazis and authoritarian,
So when Rand Paul posted this today,
this is the whataboutism.
No. I'm just here. Hold on. Rand Paul said YouTube admitted the authoritarian Biden regime ordered them to censor Americans. He used the word authoritarian.
Yes, is it true or false?
Okay,
Google
and then let me
hold on,
and then let me play. This is Donald Trump. Just Donald Trump. Listen.
It's a choice between communism and freedom. This is communist, this is Marxist, this is fascist. There's a radical left Marxist, communist, fascist. She's a Marxist, she's a fascist.
We have short memories around here.
Who's running for
I guess
mayor in
what
New
I'm
York City?
what I'm saying, what I'm asking you, Ben. Last thing,
communist?
okay,
Is
guys.
it socialist?
Guys, hold on.
He's not all.
No.
You guys are running in here.
Ben,
I cannot
he was
believe
talking about
I understand.
He is so desperate. They are so desperate that he even just quickly was like, "What about Zohran Mamdani?" Like the mayor. It's like, oh my, you guys are gonna try for anything, aren't you? You're just really gonna just grasping for
Harris and Joe Biden.
max.
Hold on a second. Okay, I have a question for you. Are you so committed to this idea that we should just ban certain words from the lexicon? Authoritarian, fascist, Nazi, communist. Should we just ban them because they're all leading to violence? Or is it just that it's not okay when your political opponents use them?
I think you're incredibly smart, and I think that you're smart enough to realize. No, I think you're smart to realize that when you demonize law enforcement to the point where what is happening is becoming regular against ICE agents because it's coming from people like Gavin Newsom, we should know that there is a correlation there.
Hold on, I take your point about.
It was 8 hours.
Hold on, no. Hold on a second. To a degree, I take your point about demonization, I think generally. But I'm asking you about your insistence that certain words that are being used by your political opponents should be off limits. And if that is your contention, then I think lay that on the table and let's make that clear and let's apply it to everybody.
We missed a good point. We missed a good point that he made. Everybody at the table did, and I think that we need to pay more attention to it. And I'm glad you brought it up and not me. What there is a common theme about is young white men in this country between the ages of 20 and 30 committing a series of mass shootings. And until we actually have a conversation about that, do you know who else struck that chord? You know who else said the same thing on Fox News? Trey Gowdy, who said the same thing. We have to begin to have a conversation about families, video games.
I love
the problem is people like Ferguson.
You and I can agree on
we have to include the media and social media. The fact that tonight the first thing we started talking about was J.D. Vance instead of what actually happened is irresponsible, and we have to start holding that accountable.
Use J.D. Vance's own words?
Why is that right where you go?
It's the vice president.
What words are more important?
Immediately tearing people apart.
If we're going to talk about this, why not look at?
Are tearing people apart?
No. You going right there instead of
saying what the vice president said is divisive.
Ben, you want to know whose words?
What he said.
The words that matter most to me were the ones that were on the bullets.
You didn't do Gavin Newsom's comments against.
And because we didn't play those tonight.
Ben,
8 hours before.
How do you?
More relevant.
Okay, listen. I don't even know what to say. He's the vice president of the United States. We're going to play his comments.
The difference is in one case there's no demonstration of cause and effect between what Gavin Newsom said and what happened, and in the other case we know he's talking about the event that we're talking about today in the news.
Then include both.
But one is actually about it, and the other is speculative about maybe it could be.
Okay.
That's speculating.
Of course it is. About the connection.
ICE agents get shot at, and Gavin Newsom's shouting about ICE agents.
All right. So if Trump says something and then the next day someone does something really stupid, you're going to tell me they're connected,
the
right?
Democratic Party has demonized ICE as
now
a
it's
group.
And
it is a mantra. Have you ever said
speech?
Have you seen these horrific videos? ICE is demonizing themselves. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Listen, all right, guys, we're going to leave it here for this conversation because we really do have to go. We have a lot more to get to in the show. We are getting the ratings from Jimmy Kimmel's return.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I cannot even believe how many times they just mentioned Governor. Like, damn, how much is the count? I don't know. I'm going to put the count when I edit this video. My goodness. Why don't they understand that taco tits and Vance are the root cause of this all? I mean, you can't freaking see that, then holy cow, man. Oh, man, that was a whole handful. That was a lot. That Ben guy is like, he's like scared to death. He's like, no, well, this person, well, that thing. Well, it's like, damn. Clearly, we're all idiots and we're gonna fall into this whole fighting each other so we could be distracted from whatever BS is going on out there. But this is clearly not going to get any better. And if anything, it's going to get worse. It sucks. I wish you guys would just hear us out for once. We're not rivals to you. We're not trying to be your enemies. We're trying to bring a real serious topic up so we can deal with it. And you guys are just like, no, he did. Well, that, and it's like, the facts are there. The guy, I mean, it's clear as day. But it technically doesn't even matter if he was MAGA or whatever, but it is, because those are the only people that do that and have guns and are racist. So it would just help, everything would calm down. It would just help if, well, first of all, if Taco Tits would tell his cult to just slow it down, calm down. Second of all, to just take responsibility, say, okay, you guys, I think we have a problem on our side. Let's just deal with it already, to shut everybody up. I mean, it's that simple. You really can't do that? Jesus Christ, man. This is like, so, I can't even believe we're dealing with this day and age. It's just nuts, but alright, well, like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. It helps me out a lot. If you subscribe and it's free, it costs you nothing. If you want to continue to disagree with me, or if you want to agree with me, that'd be even better, but I'm just simply telling the truth, and if you want to watch me continue doing that, watch this video of me talking about Kevin O'Leary in my Abby Phillips series. Alrighty, thank you, and we will see you in the next episode.
They got your data, dumbass.
Do not come. Do not come.